All right. Episode 10, Escape of the Palisman. This one is it's a mix of both um, more lore dumping and just King shenanigans. But Brock, I'll start with you. Your general impressions of this episode?
The sleigh ground, funded by the Bonesboro Department of Parks and WREKCK. All bloodthirsty animals must be leashed. I had the comparison in my head, and then the chat, Mike is like, every now and then King reminds me of Stewie Griffin. I'm like, he is just the Stewie Griffin of the show, except he never gets fully automatic weapons or allowed to actually kill someone.
Love King.
Yeah, this is pretty much that episode of Stewie and his like half brother in the playground.
Tell me that snot-nosed kid shows up again.
He doesn't get like you might see him in like the background or something, but you won't see him as much as like Braxis, the red kid with the deep voice.
Because that kid jumped up into my like 5 most favorite like non-main characters in the entire show.
Oh, he is a brat, but he's awesome.
But then also this Braxis, monster.
It makes me laugh every time I hear his voice. So Misao, what do you think of this episode of the Batqueen?
Well, first going back to just watching King being King, I was like, this is why I love King. Like that episode made me love King even more.
Yep. When he does his
tiny
his tiny squid.
My first time, I was like, I kept going back to that part, just laughing for 5 minutes straight. My first time, I thought it was so hilarious. Still is. Knowing that we know now, I'm a little bit sad that after that we won't really see much of the Batqueen.
Yeah, it's not like she loses importance to like the world, but
yeah, it's just like knowing her backstory is just
She unfortunately doesn't get as much screen time after this episode, but there is still something very, very important that we learn about her, that she was a Palisman.
Yes, or a giant. She has an island of misfit Palismans.
Yeah, basically she becomes like kind of a mother figure to Palismen who don't have a home.
Yeah, and protects them.
Nice.
So really the main plot of this episode is Luz, Gus, and Willow are, about to go watch a Grudgeby game. But because Luz is still kind of a novice when it comes to this world, and especially taking care of Albert, they run into some trouble. Albert gets hurt, and he runs away.
Mm-hmm. Humans can really run. It must be their dorsal fins.
I forget sometimes what an absolute dork Gus is.
Oh, it evolves later on the show in beautiful ways.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
So what did you think about the trials that the Batqueen had?
I call all of them were just being a parent, pretty much.
Yep.
Wash my children. Call her adorable.
Accurate, very much accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good Lord. Yeah, I thought it was cool. Oh, the owl only lived or the Batqueen only lived like a block away from Etta, or was staying at that moment.
Now speaking of Ida, something else that we've kind of noticed in this episode is, that elixir, it don't do shit.
Not anymore, anyway.
Nope.
Which means the curse is getting worse.
It is.
And yet
And she
somehow,
does not know how she got it.
and yet somehow she's still able to break it after
King does a tiny squeak of rays.
the payoff to that is just great.
It sends the whole bottle, the elixir, glass and all, into her throat. That's gonna work eventually. What if you got it stuck the wrong way, King?
Yeah.
Cartoon logic.
Cartoon logic. She is an owl, so.
Yep. But by the way, animal control are basically just the bandits from Hootie's
From the
movie.
other episode, because
Mm-hmm.
they don't have any jobs anymore. They are the tracksuit mafia.
Yep. I actually can't remember if we see them again, but that's just something I generally like about the show is, like, there are certain tiers of characters. You have like the main, like the core cast. You have minor supporting players. Then you have these like random one-offs who you might see an episode or two later,
Mm-hmm.
and those ones are usually the most fun to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So I want to ask, because even I don't think there's a proper answer to this. Who do you think the Batqueen belonged to?
I have literally no idea. She said it was a giant, and we haven't seen a giant.
Oh god, I remember. I think back in the day there was like theories that like it was like Emperor Bellows used to have. I remember back in the day, like people thought it was Emperor Bellows.
Yeah, I have legit. I don't even have close to a guess because we haven't seen a character that would be capable of even holding a staff that big yet. So
Yeah,
I have legit no idea.
but
It would be funny if it was an incredibly small creature that could just hold a very big staff.
That actually would be pretty funny.
not surprising.
Someone like King holding a giant pillar-sized staff.
I wouldn't put it past the.
Or if it was a sorcerer that looked like Ozzy Osbourne.
Now that I would like to see.
Yes. No one.
And they actually got Ozzy Osbourne to voice it. Magic. And they have some weird version of Crazy Train going in the background as he walks up.
My God.
And they call him the White Sabbath. No, the Bat Sabbath. That's exactly what it would be.
Yes. There we go. I need to see fan art of that now.
I do too, oddly enough.
Want to make bets on what comes up on Google when I type in Ozzy Osbourne, the Owl House.
Oh God.
Or
I'm surrounded by idiots.
No, you were surrounded by whimsical people. Osbourne, the Owl House character theme songs by Ozzy Osbourne is the first thing that comes up for. Dang it! There's nothing. How was I expecting there to be anything else? I don't know. Hold on. We'll try to clean up the search. Batqueen.
That facial expression gives me a lot of concerns.
It's someone's OC fan art.
Oh.
And it's adorable. Collect it.
Aw.
It's adorable. I'll give them that. And there's that. Is what it is. I do like the guitar. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the guitar is nice.
And then there's Osborne. So it came close.
Yeah.
I like how this is family down the bottom.
If I were legit, like, man, that just proves that, like, it's probably a good thing I don't have artistic ability, because that fan art would have existed within 5 minutes. Or it's
Probably.
a bad thing that I don't have artistic ability.
Thank God.
So I think we are a little over halfway through season 1. So before we move on to the next episode, I do want to check in. Brock, how are you feeling about the show so far?
It's good. It's a very much not as plot driven as normal, because obviously it's got a bit more episodes than what I'm used to, and it's multiple seasons, so they're drip feeding it. And all I know is about the show is that Disney hated the fact that they had to put it on toward the later end of it. So yeah, it's interesting to see how it goes along. I am enjoying it, though.
That's good. Because this season still kind of stays on the same wavelength, but season 2 is when stuff really hits the fan.
I'll say more like towards the end of season 1. Because, and then...
Yeah. After that episode, which the bridge will cross later, but...
That once it gets off the trash, well, boy, it goes places.
Yeah. The next episode is another King-centric episode, and yeah, I think this is the one where I said, okay, King is my favorite character.
King's ridiculous.
Okay.
That truly faced Brett will feel my wrath.
Oh,
explode him!
I love how when he brings out his plan, it just says fire.
Fire.
He's like,
question mark.
No, I don't want you to be confused by my intricate plan.
Yes. But just listen. It's just like, don't spend all day planning revenge. I wonder what cute little game he's playing. It helps so much to me that he looks like a Beowulf grim baby. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He is adorable.
And
also it adds to the fact that his mouth never moves.
Yes.
It partially reminds me of the
Cubone.
No, well, Cubone, yes, but I think Cubone's mouth moves in the anime. Oh, it's been a hot minute. I've never watched it on anything other than when it aired on TV, and I stopped after after they got to the second region. But anyway, I can't think of who Space Ghost Coast to Coast co-host is. The Mantis.
Oh, that's not. It's not Brack. It's
Braxis? No, it's something with Brack though. You're on the right track. But anyway, all of a sudden they're always just like, why don't you ever? I can't remember exactly what they say. They're like, why don't you ever move your arms, or why don't you ever turn this way? And he goes, every single time I move, it costs Comedy Central $47.
Love it.
It's the best. Oh, it's fantastic. Anyway, yeah. Oh no, it's good so far. I'm liking it.
That's good. And Misao, how are you liking this trip down memory lane?
God, that's so. It came so far.
Such innocent times.
I know.
But yeah. Before we get to the next one, Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter as Weber. It's called at Keybelow028.
And Brock?
You can find me on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter at Organoid0, and the same thing on Twitch and YouTube.
And you guys can find me on various social media at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/Coach K42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that place at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, at Podchaser. Subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we. And until next time, peace out.
Bye.
Bye.